Hey guys, Shadney back with another Stampin' Sunday process video, and today instead of a layout, I am going to be showing you some invitations for India's party. So this whole next month, all of February, I'm going to be showing you all sorts of fun party stuff for her party that will be coming up, and it'll all be Frozen themed. So to start off, what I've done is I've pulled some Coastal Cabana cardstock, and you can buy this as a big multi-pack. It's like 24, 25 in a pack, and I cut it into two 5x7s for each sheet, as well as then I pulled out the vellum and did the same thing. And so once all of that's cut, I did accidentally cut all the white cardstock to fit on top of the blue because wasn't really sure what I was doing. But then I decided to do the vellum, and the cardstock didn't really make a difference. So don't cut the white cardstock. So I've just printed what my invitation would say on the white vellum, and this is obviously not what my invitation would say, but I wasn't going to put all that information on the internet, so this is my made-up invitation. So I've pulled out the Colorful Seasons stamp set and all the in colors as well as Coastal Cabana. And every time I'm going to stamp these big leaves, I'm going to stamp off one first so that whenever I stamp onto the vellum, it's a lighter color, because these leaves have two stamps you can see right here. It's the main body color, and then it's got the veins of the leaf and an outline. So I'll stamp off and then stamp for the background color, and then stamp solid for the veins so that it'll stand out. And I'll show you a more up close picture later that you can see actually what it looks like. You can't see as well here. So I'm using all the in colors for the 2019 to 2021. Is that right? Stampin' Up, when they'll do like colors that they don't keep all the time, but like specialty colors, and they're called in colors, and they'll do them for 2 years at a time. So this is the ones that are still current. They'll be through next year. And I'm doing the same thing with the next color, and I stamped off and then stamped solid. And you can see right there. And then whenever I do this one, I'll do a solid leaf, just stamp one time, and then stamp a second one, and it'll give it two tones as well. So now I've got all the leaves stamped, and then I will move on to the snowflakes. And I'm using, again, I've got all the in colors, and I'll link everything down below. So if you're interested in anything, you can go down below and get it. It is linked to my store, so you'll see me as the demonstrator, and that just means I'll get the commission for it, which is really great and helpful if you're planning on buying. So now I'm just doing, the blue I was saying, using all the in colors for the blue, as well as I added Coastal Cabana, which is not an in color, but I just like that color, and it was nice to be able to buy a whole pack of it to incorporate it. So now I'm just doing the snowflakes, and I'm stamping them just solid. They don't have to be stamped off because they're not layered. And then the last color, the darkest, and I'll just stamp the last little bit, fill in the little empty spaces. And then what I've done is I've printed pictures of India in her Elsa costume. We did a big photo shoot not that long ago, and actually next month for March, I'm going to be scrapbooking a bunch of Frozen pictures, so I can use the stamp set to show you scrapbooking as well. And then you'll see more photos from this photo shoot. It'll be really fun. So then I've pulled out the seasonal layers dies, and they coordinate with this. And technically you could stamp and then stamp on your cardstock and then cut it out, and it'll cut the exact same shape. So instead of having a fussy cut, but for this, I just want some like sparkle over the top. So I've taken the glitter cardstock that they carry, and the pink, I don't know if the pink's available anymore. I got it from my upline, but I also have white, and the white is available. Of course, I'll link that below. And on these, the glitter paper is pretty thick, and the dies don't like to cut all the way through. Like, they cut through, but it's kind of hard to finagle to get all the little pieces pulled out. So I learned a trick is that if you will try to like peel off that back layer, you have to be very gentle, but it comes off pretty smoothly and easily. It will pull off all the inside pieces as well, and you're left with just the piece you want. So, of course you have to be careful, and every once in a while I'll make a mistake, but it works pretty well. And then you end up, it's a thinner piece, which is kind of nice because then it doesn't take up as much bulk on your, like if you, especially for the mail or whatever. So I repeated the same thing on the white, with the snowflake dies. And these are a little harder to get out just because they're so delicate. You have to be very careful. And they don't want to come out as easily. But same thing, and I just peel off that backing piece, and it comes off pretty smoothly. And oh, I'm using a little, thankfully these dies, and I mean most dies I think come with it, they have little pinhole dots so that you can poke the piece out if it's stuck in there. So that little tiny one was stuck in there. So I'm just peeling off the back on these guys, and you can see, and I think I'll hold one up so you can see it a little better. They hold up pretty well. Like when you peel it off, it's not, you have to be careful obviously, but you don't have to be as careful as you would think you have to be. So, and this glitter paper is so glittery, and it's not leaving glitter everywhere. It's really nice. It's not shedding. So there's the up close of the card, I mean of the vellum, so that you could see the spines and stuff of the leaves. And then I'm just going to use snail to adhere the photo down to the cabana blue cardstock, and then layer that vellum over it. I've taken a regular hole punch, and I just did like a half circle on either side at the top, and I'm going to use that to attach with the Whisper White baker's twine. And then I don't have to actually adhere the vellum down, because you'll see any adhesive that you use to adhere the vellum. And then if people want to keep her photo, like they just take that top layer off and they have the photo. So now I pulled out, this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, it's the Nuvo liquid adhesive, just because it's my favorite and I've bought several bottles, so I'm using it. And just adhering it down to the top. But they also have a Tombow adhesive from Stampin' Up! That you can order that I'm sure works just as well. I just haven't tried it yet. I did order some, I just haven't gotten, whenever I did this video, I hadn't gotten it yet. So I'm just adhering the sparkly little dies over the top. And then you have a really cool invitation. I think people will be really surprised when they get it in the mail. Unless, of course, they saw it on here first, then they won't be as surprised. But, you know. And then I'm just adhering these last couple. India was really excited whenever I made these because she kept talking about her party, and she kept thinking it was happening like soon, and it's still like a month away. There we go. And of course, these take a while to make. I've got a bunch to make. There's a view of it. And, oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, vellum, when you stamp on vellum, it stays wet for a long, long time. But I've learned if you leave it a couple days, it will dry. But you just have to leave it several days. And then, as well, you could also just do clear embossing powder over the top and heat set it so it wouldn't, if you wanted it to dry right away. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Happy scrapping. Bye.